Greetings. A while back I had a viewer make a comment on one of my videos and he asked about the Speedplay Frogs that I use. At this point I have several, hang on. So this is some more viewer mail on Speedplays. The company that makes pedals that you can, they're called clipless pedals that you can clip in with. So I had recently somebody comment and ask me if I've done a video review on Speedplays, and I haven't, so I thought let's give it a go. I don't really know all of the ins and outs and all of the details about all of these pedals. Obviously if you go to the Speedplay website you can look at it, but I'm guessing what the person was after is some kind of a personal review, not just all the technical specs for Speedplay pedals. At this point in time I only use Frogs. That is the pedal that has been designed by Speedplay for mountain biking. The idea being that you can get a lot of mud and debris in the cleat, because when you're doing mountain biking you can get a lot of mud and debris because many times you have to get off the bike. And so it has a unique cleat that fits into the pedal, and it fits into a pedal that looks like this. Now a standard SPD cleat looks like this, at least the pedal side of it. I don't have any SPD cleats. I don't particularly care for these because I've had such good luck with the Frogs. There are a lot of people out there that don't like the Frogs, and I'll tell you why I like the Frogs. So for me, one of the reasons that I like the Frogs is because they are so easy to get out of if you need to, and they're easy to get into. So this is how easy they are. When you go to lock them in, that's it. Click. I can do it by hand. I don't even need my feet to put them in. So it's got a little tab right there that locks in to the pedal. So what happens is it's really easy to lock in. You just put your foot on there when you're on the bike and push it forward, and you heard that little snap. Now the pedal has a lot of play in it. You can see how much play it has in it. So when you're riding, if you tend to move your foot around, it will allow you to move your foot around and you still don't come unclipped. So it comes unclipped right there. That's when the shoe has come unclipped, and I'll show you. So you can go this way, unclipped right there. So they don't want you twisting your foot in. So even though it has a little bit of float, it has a little bit of float inward, so your heel can go in. It's not going to unlock that way. It only unlocks out. So I've really enjoyed these pedals because, like I said, they are really easy for my feet to get locked in. My wife and kids can lock them in so easily. I have some, at one point when we all had Trikes, I had SPDs on their pedals because I've not purchased any pedals that I've had, with the exception of Speedplay Frogs that I purchased used, actually. Parts are easy to get for them, and they're easy to work on. If for some reason, like this pedal didn't want to lock in and it was coming out straight, you just go in behind this. If I can get the camera to focus, you just go in behind this little piece right here. You take the cleat off of the shoe and put a little piece of foam tape behind this, and it makes it stick out a little bit more because this piece is flexible. This is the piece that locks it in, and that's the flexible piece. And so you put a little bit more foam tape on there and then it works again. So I've really enjoyed these pedals. They're called Speedplay Frogs. Now one of the other pedals that I do have, and I got this type of pedal off of the Vortex and the Quest when I bought them. I can't remember what the model number is, but this is a different kind of Speedplay pedal. The cleats are completely different. They have like a big circular piece that goes around. I have not purchased any because I didn't have a need to. These pedals tend to be a lot more expensive than the Frogs if you buy them new. I believe you can still buy Frogs, but I have to go double check on that, or you can go double check on the Speedplay website and see which one you like. I have not tried these pedals yet, so I don't know how they perform or how they work. I do know that I have spindles for the Speedplay Frogs that I put on, I think it was my Quest, that lengthened the spindle about an extra 1/4 inch so my feet can move out a little bit. That's called, if I recall correctly, that's called the Q factor. And it allows your feet to be out a little bit further away from the cranks, which for some people on recumbents tends to be more comfortable for riding when you're in the recumbent position. Anyway, that's just a short, quick review on the Speedplay Frogs. I really love these pedals. I put them on all of my trikes, and they're so easy to get into and out of. And sometimes you will notice that the little clip that's on the bottom of the shoe will kind of get mushy after a while, and it won't clip in a little bit. I just take them off and I replace the piece of foam tape in there, and it clicks in with no problems. The thing that I really like about the Speedplay Frogs though is they're easy to get in and they're very easy to get out. So for my wife and my kids, my girls, it's easy for them to clip in as compared to these old SPD cleats, which I have worked on these pedals. There are all kinds of adjustments on them and things like that, and I've tried to loosen the screws and loosen the stuff and take them apart and clean them up and rebuild them, and no matter what, these things are just hard to get in and out of, so I don't use these anymore. Another feature about the Speedplay Frogs that I like is when mounting the pedal on the bike, I can use a pedal wrench, or from the inside of the pedal I can use the Allen wrench for the pedal that I can use to put them on. So that kind of makes it a little bit easier, because then you have different installation options that you can use, and so sometimes that's a nice little feature. So there you go. If you have any more questions about anything that I ride, my Velomobiles, my Trikes, any kind of bike questions, if I can't give you the answer, I'll go find out where I can. A very good place to go check resources is, for recumbents anyway, is Bent Rider Online. It's a great place, a lot of wealth of information. There's a lot of very knowledgeable people out there. There are a lot of bike manufacturers that visit the forums that are on that site, and you can get information from them, ask them questions, things like that. Also, something to remember when installing pedals. This is something that a lot of people don't remember. I found the easiest way for me to remember is that pedals always tighten up if you're pressing on them as you were pedaling the bike. Okay, so this way is the forward motion on the crank. The pedal would turn this way to install it. The left pedal is installed with reverse threads. So as you notice on the left pedal, if you come around from the side you're screwing it into, if I turn it to the right, which is normally the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, normally. On any other hardware on the trike or the bike, that's correct. The only exception that I've found is maybe on some wheels, installing some cassettes, and the left pedal. The left pedal is always the one that's installed with reverse threads. And the reason is, when you pedal on the pedal, the idea is that if it's loose, the idea is that it will tighten as you pedal. So the forward motion of the crank is this way. To tighten the pedal, turn it this way. Of course, the pedal is going to spin on there as it should, but to tighten it, you turn it to the left. So kind of an easy way to remember is the left pedal turns left to tighten it. Left pedal, left to tighten. Just one of those little nuances about bicycles that is a pretty standard feature. Alright, so there you go. Until next time, cheers.